Let's see if I can make a quick video that makes a little bit more sense than these things right here that you can see that we were given, and they're good, but maybe we need to do a little bit better. So we'll log into intranet. There's my login, and we'll go to Socrates. Go to the service. And then you're going to go in as a curriculum developer, and you're going to revise an existing course. So let's see if I can find one in design. And here's the list right up here. So I'm going to do one that hasn't been touched yet. I'll do 330 and we can see how that works. So save and next, and it's going to ask me, do I have any changes to this, that, or the other thing? Let me just swap these so they're a little bit better over to here. And I'm going to say, no, I don't. And so that's all good. That's all good. And we'll go to the course outline. There we go. So here's all this kind of stuff. And that's where they're telling us we need to go to distance ed percentage. There it is right there, distance ed percentage. So let's go do that one. And we're going to make it 100%. Save and now all this stuff comes up. Are there any limitations? No. Get rid of all that stuff. We don't need any, there are no limitations. We don't have any limitations. We can do everything. I don't know if you can get rid of these. I don't know how to get rid of one of those. So we'll just say there aren't any. It's kind of funny. They don't have a way to delete one of these that I can see. It just has a bunch of them in there. So not really sure what to do there. Let's go ahead and just leave that blank. Save next. Methods of instruction. So now we're just into all this other stuff. Let's just save and next. Lectures, demonstrations. This is some of the stuff that we're supposed to look at on here. Lectures, demonstrations, laboratory exercises. There's a list of things that we can put on there that kind of makes sense. Okay, so discussions, lectures, lab exercises. So we've got those lectures, demonstration. We don't need using multimedia. Demonstrations is fine. Lectures, demonstrations, lab exercises. That sounds perfect, right like that. Okay. We've got that. So let's go ahead and look at the outline now and just go through here and see if we're hitting everything that they want. Is the course description neutral? Yeah, it doesn't say one thing or the other. So that seems neutral. I've got that. Student learning outcomes. Are they all appropriate to the DE environment? Proper dimensioning, yes. Produce finished drawings, yes. Produce finished documentation, yes. Analyze, yes. So those are all applicable to DE. Course topics. Can they all be taught in a DE? Product research, prepare drawings, prepare basic layout, measurement and dimensioning, measurement. So I just go through here and I just make sure that they can all be done through DE and our VMware and all that kind of. We don't have to say anything. We just want to have it in there. Yes. Methods of instruction. And here's what's cool. If we want to change something, I can just click on it and it goes into the right area. So if I have another method of instruction, lectures, demonstrations, lab exercises, that sounds pretty good to me. So I think I'm okay. So go back to the outline, come on down. Typical students and assignments. Let's just make sure that these are can be done anywhere. Create a dimension scheme to include ANSI variables. Yeah, that sounds good. Create a dimensioning scheme. Refer to the handout. Use your dimensioning scheme. Redraw. Apply. Create. Place. Include. Okay, so it doesn't say anything about where you are. So that sounds good. Evaluation and methods can be completed online. Fluency are assessed by review of demonstrations, individual drawings, design assignment, individual participation. That one we might want to get rid of. Production of parts using student documentation and group presentations. That's important that somewhere in here we've got collaboration and group presentations. It's probably a good thing to put up in here too. Group assignments. We can say individual and group. Group assignments as well as laboratory exercise. So that seems like a fairly reasonable thing to say there. Save, go back to the outline. And now we're down in evaluation methods. And again, this is the group presentations. That's and that could be group work. And participation, that's kind of a hard one in DE to call out, but I could say that that's in participation in collaborative exercises. And those can be on the discussion board. They can be on anything that I want. So that sounds okay. Let's go back to save and next and go back to the outline. And so we should have no additional limitations. Okay, so we don't have any. Might ask you to get a newer book, but I don't think we have to. And so that should be it. That should be all that we have to do. Okay, so that's the basics of it. So now we'll go back to, how do I get back now to the rest of it? Let me come back into one of these and I'll go back to basic information. And so we can now go to the submission options and launch the proposal. It'll ask explanation. Okay. And we're supposed to write, there's something we're supposed to write in here. That's why it's in kind of a funny spot. That's so just 100% DE. All changes are related to 100% DE. Some minor changes to reflect modality neutral course design. There we go. So that should do that. Save and next, and then launch the proposal. So that's the easy part. Then it'll go through a few steps. through the curriculum process. You might have to go talk about it to the curriculum committee. And then, if and when it's approved, I'm going to ask you to work for some hours with our Design Hub interns to create kind of a little catchy grab for people to talk about the course a little bit and to kind of promote the course and the fact that it can be done in many, many different modes. We'll talk about that when you get done. All right, there we go.